Welcome to another episode of Solitaire Quest. I'm your host, the Blood Knight, the Old Republic of Afghanistan. Like, share, and subscribe. Today, we're reviewing some vintage Doctor Who. Today, because you gotta clean your palate when you freaking watch Kurtzman Trek. You gotta watch some good stuff in order to basically decompress from all the BS. So, yeah, this episode of Doctor Who, this series of episodes is called Terror of the Autons. It's John Pertwee Doctor Who episode. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, episode 1, Master shows up and hypnotizes a guy. And the Doctor is working on his dematerialization circuit. Joe Grant meets the Doctor and ruins some micro-welding the Doctor was doing. The Doctor spared an alien intelligence and it got stolen. There's two scientists at a research place. And the Master visits the one guy on his lunch and zaps him. The Master plugs in the Auton device to the radio tower and turns the dial up. The Master is absolutely stone cold in this. I like that. The Brigadier palmed off Joe Grant to the Doctor. And the Doctor can't dismiss Joe Grant personally. They drive to the control center. The Doctor meets a guy who teleports in. The guy's a Time Lord, and the Time Lord warns the Doctor about the Master, and the Master was a classmate of the Doctor's. We find out a little bit of lore. The Doctor almost walks into a hand grenade that was set to detonate once it hit the ground. The Doctor finds the one guy who has been miniaturized in a lunchbox. The Doctor explains the Nestine, or I'll just call him the Nestine, to Joe Grant. And yeah, the Nestine make plastic bodies in order to possess. The Doctor explains the hand grenade was equal to a 50 megaton bomb, according to the Doctor. I looked that up, and yeah, that hand grenade, if the Doctor was correct, it would have detonated with the force of the frickin' Tsar Bomba. So, yeah. Also, if the grenade had gone off, it would have completely. It's like the Master was going to use the radio control center. If that grenade had gone off, it would have completely destroyed the internals of the place. But if the Doctor was correct in his assessment, it's like, yeah, a 50 megaton bomb, which is, yeah, the fucking Tsar bomb. So, yeah, the Doctor manages to disarm that. The Master mind controls a guy. The Master interrogates Joe Grant with his mind control powers. One guy takes the one guy to see some files. The Master builds a new plastic body for an S-Teen. Joe Grant opens a box and it's a trap. So, yeah. That was the first episode. I don't know. I don't know what the I don't know what I don't know if the writers on that episode were making a miscalculation, but yeah, I'm pretty sure a 50 megaton blast would have just completely leveled the radio tower, and yeah, it's I looked it up. Yeah, Tsar bomb. Yeah. So I don't know if I don't know what the writers are kind of smoking on that one, but okay. I don't know. Uh yeah. I figure yeah, if the master was anywhere in that blast radius, yeah, he would be dead. So yeah. So yeah, episode 2. Joe Grant nearly detonates a bomb inside a chest. When she was hypnotized, they managed to throw the bomb into the river, and it just explodes. I mean, the explosion wasn't quite. It would have just the explosion would have just wrecked the room if it looked like it. So yeah, the doctor explains the hypnosis. The master shows a new form of plastic. The guy sits in a plastic chair, and the plastic chair proceeds to kill the guy. I mean, yeah, a little corny there. The doctor breaks Joe Grant's hypnosis. So, yeah, the owner of the plastic factory shows up, and the master hypnotizes him briefly, but the guy's will is strong. The master puts an evil plastic doll in the guy's car. Really not trying to disguise it whatsoever. So yeah, the doctor goes to the circus. The plastic doll starts to move briefly. The master lures the doctor to the circus. The guy takes the plastic doll to his wife's at his house. Circus guy captures the doctor. The doctor was listening for vibrations. Joe Grant followed the doctor. The professor goes into the trailer. The plastic doll chokes the one guy who is the owner of the plastic factory. The guy threatens to feed the doctor to the tigers. Joe Grant knocks out the black strongman. And yeah, the master video chats with Phillips guy. Phillips has a grenade and ended up getting blasted by the explosive. Brigadier shows up, and the doctor and Joe Grant get picked up by some Autons disguised as cops. So yeah, this I guess like Doctor Who, they were doing like plastic cops before they were doing like synthetic cops before Terminator 2, I guess. And episode 3, the Doctor and Joe Grant are taken to a rock quarry. Brigadier shows up with some guys. The Doctor tells them bullets are no good against the Auton attack. Really, if the bullets are no good, personally, it's like you're not using you need to be if you need to use a higher caliber bullet, you know. Like you're gonna maybe some explosives or something, you know. Well, it's like well, if I was the brigadier, it's like my men would all be carrying around. They'd all be carrying around high explosives. Like as soon as some aliens showed up, I would be like, okay, uh, it's like, yeah, there are aliens in that direction. It's like eliminate that direction, you know. I don't. If I was the brigadier, it's like I'd be traveling around with entourage of guys with heavy shotguns and all that, and some RPGs slung on backs. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's me personally. So yeah, one of the brigadier's guys gets killed. The doctor has a new dematerialization circuit stolen from the master's TARDIS. The doctor and the brigadier talk about the situation. The doctor inspects the circuit. The circuit is a Mark II circuit. It's incompatible with his TARDIS. So yeah, the master has made some plastic flowers. One guy is under the effect of the hypnosis. It's like the brigadier's search turns up nothing. The doctor confronts a pen pusher, and they discover the murder of the old guy by the plastic doll. The doctor examines the evil doll, and it's all solid plastic, and the doctor complains about the lack of equipment. The doll comes alive, and the one guy shoots it. Doctor discovers the plastic. What did I wrote? I do not. What the hell did I write? Anyway, they discover something. Oh yeah. Oh, the doctor discovers the plastic flower. Okay. Sometimes my handwriting's not the best. So yeah. The doctor opens up a safe, and there is an Auton in the safe. And there's like one guy who's going to make some cocoa using the doctor's Bunsen burner. So yeah, we find out that heat might activate the plastic. The master calls the doctor to say goodbye, and the phone cord comes alive and tries to strangle the doctor. And next to episode 4, wrote down my notebook. It's like the scene with the phone cord just strangling the doctor. That's just goofy as all hell. So yeah, the brigadier shows up and saves the doctor. The doctor heats up the plastic daffodils. The doctor examines the daffodils. The Autons go to the rock quarry, and the brigadier is going to blow them up. The doctor discovers a face in the plastic. We got shortwave radio activates the flowers, we find out. The daffodils shoot a plastic film onto people's mouths. And yeah, the plastic dissolves via CO2. The master shows up to confront the doctor, and the doctor has the dematerialization circuit. So yeah, they're gonna use the plan is they're gonna use the confusion of the mysterious deaths to start as a precursor to invasion. They're gonna use the confusion of that, and yeah, the master takes the doctor and Joe Grant to the rock quarry. Brigadier gets the message that the daffodils are dangerous. The brigadier orders soldiers to go to the radio tower. The doctor and Joe Grant manage to escape. The soldiers attack the Autons, and the master goes to the radio tower. The Nestine get called, and the doctor, with the master, helps shut down the radio tower. The master escapes to the bus, and they attempt to surrender, but he gets shot, but it's actually a mind-controlled guy that got shot wearing the master's mask. wearing a mask and whatnot. And yeah, we find out that the Doctor swapped the dematerialization circuit, so the Master has the Doctor's broken dematerialization circuit, so he can't leave Earth. So yeah, I like this episode. Uh, but yeah, the whole bit with like that grenade being like equivalent to a Tsar bomb. It's like if the Master wanted to create a diversion, if he wanted to create an adequate distraction, it's like he should have just like detonated that bomb, detonated like the bomb in like a populated area like London. He should have detonated that hand grenade that was equivalent to the Tsar bomb. He should have detonated that in London, let's just say, and it's like they could have just used. He could have just detonated the bomb in London, and it's like because it's like the Cold War that's going on. People would have thought that that was a nuclear detonation, and then it's like the USA, and the USSR. They could have just like started bombing each other with nukes. It would have softened. It's like it would have softened Earth up heavily for like a Nestine invasion. It's like could have just did that, you know. Like he could have just took the grenade, blew up London, and then that would have convinced the USSR, the USA, to go to nuclear war. They would have bombed each other, and then in the aftermath, it's like they could have. It's like the Master could have called the Nestine, and they could have invaded like immediately after Earth had just nuked itself, you know. Because I'm sure there'd be enough. There probably. It's like the Nestine are plastic, and it's like all they would have had to have done. It's like they could have just waited until the world had the nuclear winter had ended. You know, they could have rode that out. They could like send in more a larger invasion force or something of like the Autons. Could have just sent them in the aftermath of a nuclear war, you know, just conquered the Earth that way, you know. But yeah. I don't think I'm not. I don't know. A bit of an oversight in the logic of the writing, you know, because it's like the Master wanted to use a mass casualty event to just to basically distract people so that the Nestine could just invade Earth, you know. So yeah, it's like if you wanted to do that, it's like you could just use that hand grenade that was equivalent to the Tsar bomb and just accidentally trigger World War III. Hell, that would have actually been a good plot. I'm not gonna lie, that would be an awesome plot for a Doctor Who episode. It's like the Doctor has to stop the Master from triggering World War III, prevent aliens from invading Earth at its strongest, you know, or at its weakest, you know. That'd be a good plot. But yeah, I digress. This is a good episode, though. I think the writers might have. I think the writers might have of this episode. I don't know. They know what exactly a megaton is, but yeah. 50 megatons is, that's a Tsar bomb. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm your host, the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, peace out, folks. Peace out. But keep your sticks on the ice and your cards on the table. And peace out.